Hello and welcome once again to What's the Alternative, where we take a portion of scripture, we open it up, look what God is saying to us, and we ask ourselves, what's the alternative? Over the last how many weeks now, we've been looking at the topic of prayer with our prayer series focusing on the place, the purpose, and the power of prayer. And through the series, we've looked at many people of faith. I'm sure if you're watching this right now, there are people that you know who are people of faith. Maybe mom, dad, a relative, a cousin, a brother, a colleague from work, a friend, someone from church. Invariably, there are many people, many examples of peoples of faith that are in the scriptures. And as we've journeyed through this prayer series, we have also looked at these people of faith, some examples of people in their prayers. So we've looked at Jonah, we looked at Hannah, the prayer of Hannah, the prayer of David, the prayer of Jabez. And all these people are people of faith. They're people, in fact, of great faith, such faith that God deemed it right that their names be recorded in the Bible for all eternity. No matter what their story was, they had faith. But none in scripture, none that has ever walked on earth is more of a person of faith than Jesus himself. And when we look at the prayer of Jesus, particularly his prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane as he went to the cross or about to go to the cross, one of the things that struck me about that prayer, the prayer of Jesus. You know, often we talk about the prayer of Jesus, and if we ask, do a survey, ask 10 people and say the prayer of Jesus, we will often cite the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father. But this prayer of Jesus, amongst all the prayers he prays, is also very significant in helping us understand how prayer works, what prayer is. If we look at the account where Jesus goes into the Garden of Gethsemane, we see he went there to pray. And importantly, he didn't just have friends, Peter, James, and John, praying for him. He went to pray for himself. And critically, the prayer is most remembered for that bit where he says, Lord, if it is my will, if we're going to do things my way, this cup would pass from me. I wouldn't go to the cross. The pain, the terror, the anguish, the dread that I am facing, if it was my way, I wouldn't choose this. But he says, not my will, but yours be done. Not my will, but yours be done. And here is the important thing. Jesus prayed that prayer, and then he prayed it a second time. But guess what? He didn't just pray it once. He didn't pray it twice. He actually went back a third time. The book of Matthew shows us that. He went back into that part of the garden for the third time. He prayed it over and over and over again. And God didn't answer that prayer. The prayer of, Lord, let it pass from me. God didn't touch that part of the prayer. And here is the thing. The prayer of Jesus shows us that we can have faith, because it was Jesus' faith that carried him to the cross. We can have faith even when it seems, even when it looks like God is silent over our situation. He has a bigger plan. He knows the end from the beginning, we're told. We can have faith. And so I don't know, maybe you're in a situation where you're praying and you're praying and you're praying and you're praying and you're saying, what's the point? Follow Jesus' example. Even in the silence, let your faith lead you. Let your faith speak for you. Even when you have prayed and prayed and prayed, let your faith lead you. Let your faith speak for you. After all, what's the alternative?